Narcissists are well-oiled, lying machines. They can lie without effort. They can lie with great ease, through evasion, omission, half-truths, denial. They will lie for the fun of it or for no effing reason at all. Come rain or shine, they have a whole damn buffet of bullshit ready to serve. Because lying isn't just something they do, it's who they are. It's their habitat, their oxygen, their bloodstream, their lifestyle. But it isn't just the sheer volume of BS that flows from their tongue that puts these lies in a league of their own. It's the why behind it. As most people lie defensively, they don't just lie to avoid trouble. They lie to cause trouble, to stir the pot, to set fires, as the brunt of their lies are offensive strikes designed to destabilize, confuse, control the narrative, and to manipulate the outcome for you. Strategically weaving their lies into the mix as to throw you off guard, scramble your brain, make you doubt what you know, wreck your reputation, and eliminate outside support one by one till the system you once had is but dust in the wind. Because lying to them isn't just covering their tracks. It's laying traps, creating landmines. Their deception is systemic. Their lies are layered, rehearsed, and where the outcome is predetermined, but still flexible enough to shift mid-sentence, which is why you can't catch them in the normal sense, because their lying isn't a glitch. It's hardwired into their operating system. It doesn't cause any discomfort. No matter how many lies they tell, they will continue to spit them out with the same rhythm and with as much conviction as the truth. Smooth, confident, stone-faced, calm, no delay, no sweaty palms, fidgeting or staring at the ground. Call them out. They will pivot seamlessly with deflection, blame shifting, or merely pump out more lies. And by the time that you untangle one contradiction, they've already tossed 5 more on the pile. Not at random either. Each one tailored and strategically crafted to make you question your sanity, as truth is what serves their narrative and superiority. But the part that makes their lies seem so mind-boggling and come off as if they truly believe all the BS they fabricate, no matter how outlandish or how far off the beaten track from reality it may be, so much so that it is like these evil fuckers must legitimately be delusional. But it's actually far more terrifying than their believing them in a delusional sense. Because if they were truly delusional, which would be necessary in order for this kind of habitual lying to be perceived as real, then their lies wouldn't be strategically effective or adjustable. They'd be rigid, which would show to outsiders they wouldn't come off as charismatic, rather they'd come off as looking detached or crazy, which they don't, unless it benefits them to do so. To the outside world, they come off as if they have got their shit together. They recognize their statements are false because their deception is the whole point. They just don't care because truth and morality are tools, not obligations. They are told with conviction because they see themselves as entitled to create whatever story suits their needs. Which I'm sure many of you are thinking, okay, woman, you're wrong. But when you look at it purely through their lens, our moral framework and way of thinking set aside, is no conscience means no internal conflict. No recognition of others' value means no need for justification. No moral standing for others means manipulation is strategy. Having no remorse or guilt in doing so. No need for self-deception. Thus, classic lie detection and moral reasoning simply will not apply. Their lack of empathy and moral equality means they feel justified in manipulating others' reality, because to them, others are props in their story, not equals deserving of truth. This makes them extremely more dangerous, not just crazy believers, because the average lies are human flaws. Theirs are weapons in a zero-sum game. If they see others as inferior with no moral standing, lying to them is like lying to a pet or a tool. There's no moral conflict to create cognitive dissonance in the first place. And if you don't have internal conflict, then there's no self-deception to resolve. It wouldn't exist. Think about it. You don't feel guilty about deceiving your GPS when you take a different route. And narcissistic psychopaths the same way. They don't need to believe their lies because lying doesn't create any kind of problem internally for them. They know they're lying. They know others believe these lies. And they simply don't care because they do not have any concern about your overall well-being. Other humans are resources to exploit. And why this makes them so much more dangerous and not less is they're not struggling with delusions or internal conflict that might create vulnerabilities. They are cold, rational actors who simply do not include others' well-being in their moral calculus. Their lies are tools deployed with the same emotional neutrality as using a screwdriver. And it is this fundamental asymmetry that makes every encounter rigged from the start. For us, every interaction has some kind of emotional ties. Real relationships, trust, love, hurt, hope. For them, every interaction is a strategic game. Points to be scored, advantages to be gained, opponents to be outmaneuvered. It's like a casino. The house doesn't get excited, nervous, or attached to any individual hand. The gambler does. The house operates on cold mathematics, while the player operates on feelings. The house wins, not because they're smarter, but because they're not emotionally invested in anything except the systemic advantage. We can't win because we're playing with our hearts invested. Every move matters emotionally in some form or fashion. They're playing with pure strategy, no emotional cost at any move. They assume our humanity and use it as their primary weapon. And why we lose is because we feel. They play because they don't. We keep looking for complex psychological explanations to avoid the reality, which is brutally simple. They don't feel what we feel, so they can do what we can't. It's not a fair fight. It never was. But trying to bring humanity to an inhumanity contest is only making the fight less fair. The human experience, as we understand it, with conscious empathy, genuine connection, simply isn't in them, which is why therapy doesn't work, because there's nothing to heal. They don't get better with love or understanding because they don't appreciate these things to begin with. They're not broken humans who need fixing. They are functional predators operating as they intended. And until we stop anthropomorphizing them, it will only continue to add to the complexity because they're operating on pure power dynamics to deceive, to cause suffering as a form of domination. It is the goal itself, not as a means to feel better about themselves, not a cover-up for insecurity, not to resolve internal conflict, but because causing harm and establishing control is their objective. Power and domination, their primary drives. You're not dealing with just a pathological liar. You're dealing with someone who is a reality architect where they're always the hero, the victim, or the genius. As hard as that is to accept and as brutal as that is to stomach, it is the sad reality of what these people are. Call them whatever you want. Psychopath, narcissist, covert, overt, malignant, the flavor of the behavior. Each one is just a different act they put on for manipulation. They all ultimately have the same effects and destroy lives of the individuals that they target. They corrupt institutions, communities, families. They have a total disregard for others and no internal breaks. They don't seek resolution. They seek domination, and they won't stop. They are never satisfied. There's always more to win. And everything out of their mouth will continue to be nothing but deception as a way to confuse, manipulate, and take advantage of you. And you can't not take it personally when your personhood is exactly what they're attacking. The only way that you're going to win is to get the fuck up off of their playground and cut them off entirely. No matter who they are to you, they will not stop because they do not see you as an equal. They do not see you as having worth. It's not your fault. It's not because you're foolish. And it's not something that you have to tolerate, because you truly are worth and deserve so much more. Let them choke on all of that bullshit. You fight for you. Save you. Focus on you. Fuck the narcissist, or whatever you want to call them.